So, we're going to touch on the topic that's been a hot topic around the NFL recently. It's been a kind of a weird topic. It's not even typically in our alley, but I think it's kind of like a big deal right now. And let's just cut to the chase. It's about the weird stuff going on with the NFL refs. Been some interesting things going on. The first thing that comes to mind for me is the Kyle Pitts no call and the end zone thing with the Chiefs. But that's just one off the shooting off the head. But Charlie, what's your whole take on this whole ref situation, man?
Nah, it was the Kyle Pitts thing with the Chiefs, and then it was the week before with the Chiefs, and then the week before with the Chiefs. Wait, what? I don't think it's a referee problem. It's a Chiefs problem. I think. Look, I'm not calling them crooked zebras. I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm not here to say all the refs are cheating. It just reminds me of the 90s with the Bulls. It's superstar calls. It is what it is. Just like, I mean, Tim Donaghy in his little whistleblower podcast talked about how Phil Jackson came up to him mad because he called traveling on Michael. And he was like, man, they've been emphasizing they want us to call this. He was like, yeah, they want y'all to call this, but not on him.
Phil Jackson comes flying off the bench, and he starts giving me shit. And I said, wait a second, Phil. You know as well as I do that's the spin move that they're telling us to call. And he said, they may want that play called, but they certainly don't want it called on him. And he pointed at Jordan, who walked by and just stared at me. I got in the locker room. The other referee said, they want that call, but don't call it on him.
You don't do this to him. That's how the refs are treating Patrick Mahomes. Like, yes, call all those pass interferences, all those holdings. But, I mean, if it's they're going for a three-peat. The NFL don't do that. Last time Michael Jordan got help from the refs, he went for a three-peat. I don't know. Like, I think it's better for the sport of football, when the Chiefs are good, when Patrick Mahomes is good, when they win. Are they like
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift? Are they cheating? No, but like they are going to hold they're going to hold that flag harder if it's against the Chiefs, and if it's for the Chiefs, it's coming out.
What you think, Frank?
This is one of the reasons I don't like Charlie as a person. I stand him for the sake of this show, but this is one of the reasons I don't like him. He does love to feed into these types of narratives and stories. The problem I have is, like, let's talk about the Chiefs. We'll talk about
the topic. Damn.
Yeah, we'll talk about them. The issue I have with it, right, is let's look at the play that they were like, oh, they gave them this on this fourth down play. They actually converted that fourth down play and got a penalty against them, negating it. If this is what it was, why would they not just be like, oh, we don't even have to cheat for them. Let's just let this play stand. They negated it, and then someone commits a penalty that the refs do give them, and then people are all up in uproar about it. If we go back, we can actually even look at the game that we watched last night. The Commanders should have been called for pass interference in the end zone against the Cincinnati Bengals. And what happened? That call was missed. So is it a Chiefs problem, or is just a thing that happens in officiating? Like me, I watch a lot of like soccer. So one of the big gripes that people also have is officiating and the inconsistencies. Oh, you called this here, you didn't call it there. That's what we call human error and officiating. And while granted, I get it, it always seems like the Chiefs get a big call in a situation. That's what tends to happen when you're a really good team. First, I thought they were only getting the calls on offense. Now we're pointing to calls that aren't being called against another team on defense, when refs miss calls all the time. You can go in any game, like in any number of situations, and be like, oh, why didn't they call that? Or why didn't they call this? If you are good enough, just beat them. Like, because this was originally a Ravens thing, like their gripe and their tears about why their quarterback can't beat Mahomes. And now it's a whole thing. Oh, the Chiefs have this and everybody is favorite. It's not that. I think this is a bunch of nonsense, and people love to take narratives and run with them. Because if you look at every team, you can probably find a bunch of situations where there are missed calls. I'm sorry, in every game, I should say, there are a bunch of situations where there are missed calls. So this is a big load of nothing, which is why I
let me get a little bit of order here. So Frank, you basically kind of feel like it's a bit overblown.
Is completely overblown.
But he also did say that that's what happens when you're a good team. So I don't know what that was about.
I'm saying that the people tend to hearken upon it because you want to be like, oh wow, we had them here or we had them there. There have been seasons where the Chiefs started slow and they went 1-4 or were down a couple games and they still do what they do because why? They have the best player in football.
Refs
so I'm not gonna. This is way overblown.
Hold on. So look, I just want to be clear. So Charlie, because what I will give Frank is taking a stance and basically saying he thinks it's totally overblown. So exactly what are you saying, Charlie? You think it's like, are you saying you think that the refs actively are cheating for the Chiefs?
I think they are being heavy-handed. I will say they're getting the superstar calls. I'm saying if it's a tie goes to the runner. You think it's just the Chiefs? The runner tie goes to the runner. The runner being the Kansas City Chiefs.
And you think it's just the Chiefs? Are you saying just the Chiefs, or is it just the better teams? Like
I think that because there is the element of these are humans and they make mistakes and all that stuff. But it just seems I know randomness, and then I know intentionality. And it can't just randomly
all the other teams,
continue to happen
the other miscalls
with the
big
Chiefs.
Situations.
Like what about everybody sees it? You can pretend to be blind, but everybody sees it.
I'm saying, okay,
what
about
the because it wasn't just
Charlie,
this week.
Charlie,
it wasn't just last week.
What about all the other missed calls? Like that missed call in last night's. Hold on. That missed call in last night's game was just as big, but why? Is it because it wasn't the Chiefs that we don't highlight that?
It wasn't. It's because it wasn't.
So highlight every missed call
and the week before and the week. It doesn't happen every week for the Commanders. It doesn't happen every week.
Listen, I'm sure. Listen, can I tell you something? Can I tell you?
There's been 3 games this year. The Chiefs have played 3 games.
Can I tell you the real thing that you're dealing with here?
Referee
Hold on. Let me tell you.
All 3 games.
Can I tell you the real thing? Can I tell you the real thing that you're dealing with here? Every single one of you watched every single one of the Chiefs games this season, correct?
I watch a lot.
Are you going to answer? Have you watched every single one of the Chiefs games?
I watch a lot of football games, but yes, I watched the Chiefs games.
Okay, so have you watched every single one of the Ravens games this year?
Yeah, they're on TV. We're in Maryland. Yeah.
No. Have you watched them the way because the Chiefs are usually on in prime time? So have you watched every single one of the Ravens games?
They're the local games. Yes.
Huh?
Yes, they're the local games.
You weren't on Red Zone. You were watching every play of that game.
Yes, quad box though.
Okay.
The point is,
okay, sounds good. What I'm trying to tell you is that part of
this point is you're not gonna the more you watch a team, of course you're gonna illuminate all the things that happen. There's miscall. Now hold on, let me get my opinion. Like, because quite frankly, this ain't really my lane. But we start getting into conspiracy theories and all of this, and because you started by saying something about the 3 peats and all that. Here's the thing. I honestly think I really kind of do think it's what Frank is saying, but I think y'all are both right to some degree. It's like because they're watched so often, it's gonna be more dwelled on the things that are missed and they're called and XYZ. And like, yes, if you are a referee, you're a human being and you're in with the Super Bowl champion guys, it's probably going to be a little harder. But I haven't seen anything that looks like crazily egregious. So if you're saying heavy-handed XYZ, maybe. But I do know that this is a narrative in the league. I know that this is a big thing. But we also know this is media. Media loves to say stuff and bring narratives out.
But part of my issue with Charlie's thing is that like he highlights the one in the Bengals game, but like the calls that they got, it's not like they were bad calls. Like so if they get a call right, you get mad, or it's a bias to them by calling something that they should call, and then because they missed something elsewhere, they shouldn't. But that, like the call that they missed on Kyle Pitts in the end zone, I saw it missed 3 games after that. Like, so it's like in a similar situation. Like, I don't know what to say. It's weird. It's weird to try to put that on them. It's like I feel like that's a little sour grape syndrome. I don't really like it. Officiating is officiating.
They didn't miss it the week before when it was for the Chiefs. All I'm saying is that everything. Look, my main point is most calls are like bang bang 50-50. Like they're very close calls, and they lean towards which way would benefit TV numbers.
It may be. Anyways, there's no need to dwell on this for too long, but we touched on it. We did what we had to do. This has been Soggy Nachos Podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Chill, boy.